Hi class, my name is Ashley Kraft, and the career that I chose for this particular assignment is adoption consultant, also called an adoption counselor. The example organization that I came up with was Adoption Consultants Inc. It's located in LA, so it's, relatively close to where I live in California, and it's something that I could, maybe pursue one day. And basically, an adoption consultant's job is to set up successful adoptions. We handle cases of parents who want to adopt babies and also cases of birth mothers who want to give up their child. So if we're working with potential adoptive parents, we help them, understand what their options are. There's domestic adoption versus international. There's open versus closed, and just finding out what's right for the family. We help qualify them. Families that are interested, they have to go through physical checks and financial checks and psychological exams, and we can come to their home and check them out for different things. We maintain their case through the whole adoption process, and we try to help them find the right child. If we're working with the birth mother, we, verify her intent to forfeit her parental rights, and we counsel her on the seriousness of her decision because it is permanent. Typical stressors, the adoption process is really lengthy, and there's always cases of, birth mothers pulling out at the last minute, the baby's born, and suddenly she doesn't want to give him up for adoption, which really crushes the family that was hoping to adopt. And so, it goes both ways with having to deal with the birth mother, having to deal with the family, when things don't work out and it's not a right fit. It's hard on everyone, and so that's definitely one of the stressors. And then helping that family start over again and look for another child. Working environment, the organizations are just normal businesses, small offices. It's mostly an office job because that's where you'll mostly be meeting with the birth mother or adoptive parents, or whoever your case is with that time. Hours are fairly regular, except if there is a crisis or, some event like the birth mother's giving birth, or, different things that are definitely not going to be, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So generally they are, but depending on when in the case you're at, it could be different, and you could have a chance for a lot of overtime. Typical benefits, I really couldn't find any information for private adoption agencies. I don't really know how they deal with benefits, but state agencies, for the state of California, for example, for me, would provide health, retirement, sick leave, and vacation. Educational requirements, a bachelor's in social work or psychology or a similar field such as marriage and family studies, which is where they want you to focus anyway, is required, and it's encouraged to do an internship with an adoption agency, especially because when they are hiring you, they usually want, if you only have a bachelor's, about 2 years of work experience. We'll definitely get you a good chance at having that job. If you do pursue a master's, it'll allow you to become the director of an adoption agency, which is obviously more high-ranking and will get you better pay, but you can't be promoted without it. Starting salary is around $40,000 and up, 40 to 45, depending on if it's a state agency, if it's a private agency, and just how much they're willing to pay. Experience salary range is close to $60,000. Which is really good, but again, you would probably have to have a master's to earn that much. Let's see. And then just some miscellaneous career information. I found out a lot about adopting, foster children, which I thought was interesting, and it turns out that older children are actually more difficult to adopt and less likely to be adopted. One, because most families want to adopt babies, but also because the main purpose of foster care is to reunite the birth family with the child that's now in foster care. And so it's only after every other option really has been exhausted that they'll allow that child to become adopted. And at that point, adoption counselors can work with the foster families to help them adopt that child. Because that's usually who does want to adopt that foster child, is whoever is taking care of them at that time. And that is the career of adoption counselor. Thank you.